I'm excited. I think when Craig first mentioned going to the Mountain West, the first thing that crossed most of our minds, as he discussed earlier, was the travel component. I think the travel got a lot more challenging, but we're used to doing hard things here. And the team's excited. I'm excited. My staff is excited. I think the Mountain West for women's soccer is an excellent conference. They have 3 teams right now in the top 75 for RPI. So it will be not an easy task, but certainly the competition is great, and we're really excited about it. Yeah, the Big West has been home for us for a very long time, and it's been a very good soccer conference. So when all the conference realignment started happening, there was some talk already because we were already a member in football. So a lot of our colleagues asked, hey, are you guys going to just join all together? And I said, that's way above my pay grade. I don't have any comment on that. And then it was really great that Craig reached out to all of us. He got solicited input from all of the head coaches and responded to every single one of us. So he understood our concerns. We trust him to do what's best for all of us. And it was really, it was like the worst kept secret, I think, because as of yesterday and the day before, and even early last week, people started asking me what was going on. And I said, well, this is going to play out as it's going to play out, and we're just going to roll with it like we always do. But at first, I'll be very honest, I was worried about our recruiting. But this morning, I got a bunch of text messages from the Big West coaches, and they are very excited to come to our tournaments in preseason. So I think scheduling just got a little bit easier as well. It's very exciting. We made some very good friends in the Big West, and the competition's been great. But now kind of branching out and expanding recruiting opportunities. I got a few texts this morning from recruits already, now adding a little bit of additional interest because we're kind of right in their backyard. So I got about 6 of them this morning, 6 text messages from recruits. So that was really nice. And then also a couple 2025s who have already committed to us are also really excited. So I think when we look at the big picture for everything, it provides a lot of stability for us to have, that predictability of where we're going to be and what we're going to do. And like I said, we're used to doing hard things at University of Hawaii. So we're excited to join the Mountain West. And anybody who knows me knows that I was absolutely tickled about having to go to UNLV. Let's go! Absolutely, and I think if we had a chance to play them now, I think we'd probably look a lot different. We've done a lot of just individual and team growth since the beginning of the season, and everyone is still. We've had some challenges in the last 2 weeks with the 2 mainland flights back to back, so the legs are getting a little tired. I will admit that, but we had a very spirited practice this morning. We were right back at it. They went to class all day yesterday, so we're just kind of rolling with it. And we made the announcement to the team as well because they had seen stuff on social media. So I think with Air Force still being in the conference, and I think Utah State maybe leaving the conference, it's those coaches are friends of mine, so we would play each other anyway at some point. But we'll just get back there a little sooner than anticipated.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Obviously, this is an exciting day, and I'm excited about the news today and what's to come because I think there's a lot more exciting things to come. I think I want to preface all this. I think the most important thing is, we've been very blessed and fortunate and honored to be part of a great Big West conference with great leadership, great membership, and obviously very much looking forward to continuing that honor in the next couple of years. And at the same time, we're excited about transitioning into the Mountain West Conference. Both comments can be true. And we're looking forward to the challenge, and we're obviously going to be focused on the task at hand and working to get ahead for when that transition happens. So I know having been here in 2 different stints and now, going into year 15 over 2 different stints, I've been around some of these exciting days and these moments, and this is obviously a special moment. So I look forward to opening up for questions, and you can interrogate me as much as you want. Yeah, that's a positive, and because I can look back on some of that and understanding, the uniqueness of this job and the awesome bonuses of this job, and obviously some of the challenges of travel. So we've dealt with some of that travel before, obviously, and I think it's exciting too. There's a lot of rivalries here. So we understand how to travel in the Mountain West, and we've, obviously I've been, when I was my first stint, we were in the WAC, and there's a lot of schools even prior, because the WAC's changed significantly. There's not one team. This is the nature of college athletics. When I was in the WAC, I'm not that old, but when we were in the WAC, there's not one current team currently in the WAC. So I do study the history of the program, and you see what the WAC used to be, and then the morph into the Mountain West. And so the rivalries, obviously we have football already playing in the Mountain West, but the travel we'll be prepared for. And obviously I've been through some of that, and I think there's a science to, and part of there's a lot of people in the country right now that are asking me about how to handle the travel that we deal with all the time. The only thing I joke with them as is like, we have to do it. Why are you doing it? You got schools in the West Coast or traveling to the East Coast and things like that. But I think the travel we're looking forward to, we know how to do it. We're excited about it. And again, very excited about the rivalries that will be rekindled. Well, I think we got to look first at what, because at the time, we're 2 years away from moving into the conference. And I know, what will be the amount of membership in the conference at that time. College scheduling has changed significantly over the years, just like every aspect of college athletics. And so the big thing is, are you reactionary or do you get ahead? So we'll get ahead. We'll put our work in. We'll continue to try to make sure we have a great Rainbow Classic field, the adjustments with the Diamond Head Classic, try to have great non-conference opportunities, look at our MTEs. And so we've been prepared for the challenge of playing a lot of games or less games. The Big West not too long ago was a 16-game slate. So we've scheduled a lot of games before, and if we have to schedule more, we're ready for that. If it's less, we're ready for that. We've done both. Well, I always say, I know what I know and I know what I don't, and if I don't, I'll study it and find out the best at it. So I know we've played in some of these altitude games before, whether it was when we were in the old WAC or some of our non-conference games over the last several years, and there's a lot of science to it. Just like guys are calling me in the country about how we handle the travel, I'll be calling them about how to handle some of that altitude, and not going to outsmart ourselves. We'll be prepared for that, and we'll go from there. Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of changes in conference membership, but you're talking about some of the blue bloods or national programs respected still in that league, and guys who are investing in that league that are coming up. So, 5-6 bids the last couple of years, and I think that's really exciting. I've said that I think the Big West has been a vastly underrated conference, and really good coaches and continuity and players that develop, and the challenges have been as a whole are struggles with scheduling, which impact net rankings, things like that. It's not the reality of the quality of some of the teams. And here you have a bit of both. You can schedule well, which improves your net ratings, which improves it for the conference. And so that's really exciting to have potentially another opportunity to make the NCAA tournament. And I expect us to, like I said, over the next couple of years, get ahead of that. You'll see, you've already seen it over the last several years to try to upgrade our resources. And obviously we're doing our homework and talking to and studying the Mountain West and how they invest in their programs to put themselves in a position of success, and whether it's scheduling, recruiting budgets, staff sizes, all those things. As you know, since I've started coaching, the nature of college athletics has changed so significantly over the years. There's always been very subtle changes, but the last 3 to 5, it's been significant, and we got to make sure we keep up with that. And the NCAA's passed rules a lot of times, as you guys have heard, to separate the haves and the have-nots, and we're going to make sure we're not a have-not. So that's going to take all of us, the community, our staff, working in our administration, and we're excited about how that's going right now. Oh, it's great. Actually, one of my first games, I think when I came in my 4th year of coaching as a young assistant, was at UNLV, and I think we had a home-and-home with UNLV that year, same year. And so there's a lot of history there for a lot of obvious reasons, not just on the athletic fields and courts, but also obviously the synergy between communities. And obviously we played conference tournaments there. I feel like everything's kind of come to Vegas, whether it's conference tournaments, USA basketball, NBA Arena coming on the way. Here comes the Final Four site, in a couple of years. So it's exciting to get other opportunities to play there as well. And they've done a really good job, and we're looking forward to that challenge.